America's technology giants are the undisputed masters of the digital realm. As they pour historic sums into artificial intelligence, their boundless ambitions face a hard physical limit. A shortage of energy is throttling the AI revolution before it can truly begin. The scale of the demand is staggering. The world's hyperscalers, Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, and Meta, are driving this surge. Their combined capital spending is expected to hit $322 billion this year alone. That is up from $125 billion just 4 years ago. This investment fuels colossal data centers, like Meta's Project Prometheus in Louisiana, covering an area nearly the size of Manhattan. The reason for this energy thirst lies in the hardware itself. A single server rack equipped for AI requires 10 times more power than a standard rack from a few years ago. America's data centers consumed 176 terawatt-hours in 2023. By 2028, that figure could triple. This creates a fundamental dilemma. How do you power a city-sized computer when the national grid is already strained? The most desirable locations for data centers are now victims of their own success. Northern Virginia, a hub with favorable taxes and fiber optic cables, is overloaded. Even newer hotspots in Oregon and Ohio are becoming capped out. With vacancies near all-time lows, some hyperscalers are turning to creative partnerships. Google and Microsoft have struck deals to rent capacity from smaller AI cloud providers like CoreWeave. Some of this capacity comes from an unlikely source: former cryptocurrency mining facilities repurposed for the new AI gold rush. But renting space is merely a stopgap measure. What happens when the only real solution is to build your own power plant? Tech firms are now scouring the land for dedicated energy sources. Amazon planned to acquire a nuclear-powered data center, though the deal was blocked by regulators. Google recently announced a $3 billion deal for hydropower from a Pennsylvania dam. This signals a systemic shift from consumer to commissioner. Google also signed a $20 billion deal to build a new data center alongside a dedicated solar farm and battery storage. Meta's Prometheus project will be partially powered by natural gas extracted at the site. On-site power is becoming the new standard. These are largely conventional energy sources, but the hyperscalers' desperation is cultivating the next generation of power, pushing into technologies that are still on the drawing board. Google now has an agreement with Kairos Power, a startup developing small modular nuclear reactors, or SMRs. Amazon has invested in a similar SMR startup called X-Energy. The innovation doesn't stop there. Google and Meta have signed deals for geothermal energy, tapping the heat from the Earth's crust. Microsoft is experimenting with hydrogen fuel cells for backup power. The strategy is to diversify, creating a portfolio of energy solutions to ensure the AI models never sleep. Beyond creating new power, tech giants are making the grid itself more intelligent. By agreeing not to draw power during peak hours, data centers can ease the burden on public utilities. In return, they can get priority access to the grid. It's a symbiotic relationship, turning a major problem into a potential solution. While America scrambles to innovate its way out of this crisis, what if the simplest answer is to just leave? The final strategy is to go abroad. Data center capacity is set to soar in the Gulf countries, bankrolled by sovereign wealth funds. Spain, with its abundant solar power, is another popular destination. But this high-stakes game is fraught with risk. Building massive, customized data centers in remote locations could backfire. As one former executive worries, there's a serious stranded asset risk. If AI technology or demand shifts, these billion-dollar investments could become worthless. The most advanced AI models would struggle to predict the outcome. Stay informed about the forces shaping our world.